I've never felt like this before. It's like you just get me. I feel like my true self with you. Does that sound crazy? And it doesn't hurt that you're gorgeous. Okay, that's it. I'm taking you home with me. I mean, you can't find shoes this good just anywhere. Find a shoe for every you from brands you love, like Birkenstock, Nike, Adidas, and more at your DSW store or dsw.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base, plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Don't ask me to talk.
And welcome to another exciting edition of Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm one of your podcast pals. I'm Eric Reiner.
Hey, and I'm the other one. I am Stacy Heller.
Yeah, Convo Kids right again.
Here we are. We're ready to go on a tangential escapade. Is that how you say that word? Tangential.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I was just thinking, oh, it's gentle. That sounds nice.
Right? Doesn't it?
It's going to be a relaxing hour.
Meanwhile, I was thinking about the Janet Jackson song, We're Going on an Escapade. And the video was super cool where she was like floating all over the place. And yeah, I am no Janet Jackson.
Me neither.
No.
Try as I might.
But you can call me Miss Heller if you're nasty.
All right.
Hey, as you can see, we're already off track.
I mean, that's what we do.
That's what we do, and it's what we do
the name of the
best.
game.
It is the name of the game. Actually, I was chatting with somebody at work. I've mentioned previously I work as a hostess at Amarone in the Issaquah Highlands, typically on Thursday. Not sponsored, but honestly, I should get them to sponsor me. I could talk about them more. And this group of people were there, and they moved from the bar to a table. And I know you're surprised. I'm a good hostess. I'm very banter forward and whatever. And so I said to these two people that were there waiting for their friend, I'm like, you guys are fun. It's not busy. I could sit down and I could replace your friend for a little while. And they were like, sure, sit down, have a drink. And I'm like, well, I can't really drink because I'm on. But then, start chit-chatting, and they're like, okay, give us, the brief rundown.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, well, I have this podcast. It's called Don't Ask Me to Talk. And they were like, oh, so it's ironic.
Yes. Yes, it is.
And I was like, yes, it is. So they said that they would listen and follow. So if you're listening and following, hey, guys, Tony, and welcome to them and any potential new listeners to the program or to the pod. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not shy about advertising it, at least by word of mouth.
Right.
I still am working on that Instagram thing.
Yeah.
As God is my witness.
That reminds me, I used to go to a particular restaurant in Seattle, and the waitresses would sit down next to you at the table and talk and take your order. And I got to say, it took me 3 visits before I realized, oh, this is just what they do.
It's their thing.
Yeah, it's not flirty. Maybe it's flirty, but just for the extra tip and not for
right.
I want your number kind of thing.
Right.
But when you're a single guy with a couple of drinks in you, it's a little dangerous, I feel like.
Well, and that's a little, I think it's odd to have the server sit down and be like, so what are we having?
Right.
This was very much, it's my role to do the banter, to either sit them down quickly or to delay, and to make things run smoothly. I am the Julie McCoy of this cruise ship. And so, very often I'm the first and last person that they'll see. So I can change a dining experience. It's make or break. And so I love having that power. because it's important. And, I did have one of the team, one of the servers say to me, it's so nice when you're here because you just set the tone and warm the people up. So it makes it just easier for us to approach.
Nice.
We don't have to do the heavy lifting. And I was like, aw, thanks. Aw, I'll take any compliment
Same.
anytime.
And
right?
bring it.
Yeah. So, all right. Important things to discuss, like how was the rest of your birthday? Last time we celebrated your birthday.
Yeah. I think doing the show was the best part.
Oh,
of my
I'm
birthday.
sad
It was
and
pretty good.
super happy for you.
But also the bundt cakes. Yeah, those were really good.
Did you have a clear winner? Out of the,
I feel like the lemon was my favorite.
I knew you were gonna like the lemon.
Yeah, I expected to like the carrot cake the most, but the lemon I think was the winner. And the pumpkin spice was surprisingly good too. I typically don't think of myself as a pumpkin spice kind of basic bitch, but
Same, which is why I had ordered the chocolate chip, but they gave me the wrong thing.
But you know what? It was delicious. It was good.
Hey,
So
it has a time
and then
place.
I get home with the 3 mini bundt cakes,
Mhm.
and the girlfriend is just pulling out a batch of cupcakes out of the oven.
She's like, I hate her.
No, she was like, "Oh, those are great, gimme," because she's got like an even bigger sweet tooth than I do. So
Perfect.
yeah, she was really excited to have those bundt cakes, and
Perfect.
we're down to like 5 of the cupcakes now. So I'm like, you better start preparing for this post-cake existence that we're
Yeah.
gonna have here
Oh,
in a week. But don't worry, it's almost pie time because
there you go.
Thanksgiving is next week.
Yeah.
So
I have not, when we were walking into the studio today, I was saying to you that something happened and I just kept throwing out numbers like, oh, Grace is going to be home on the 20th. Like, that's so like Thanksgiving from now.
right.
Yeah, that's today or yesterday, like in theory, because we're recording this a little bit early.
Yeah.
So by the time this comes out, she's here. And I just brought in my rowing machine. I have spoken about like my health stuff. I was really transparent with listeners about how at my last appointment, I found that I was just by 1 point over the threshold into the diabetes thing.
Yeah.
And so, my doctor's like, okay, time to make some changes. So I've gone walking. And then she said, I really need you to do strength training because one of the meds I'm going to give you, I need you to do that. So my husband brought in the rowing machine that has been wasting away in Margaritaville, a.k.a. the garage,
Uh-huh.
like a couple days ago. And now it's got to go back out because it's in where Grace will stay.
Right.
And I'm like, seriously? I don't think it will be distracting at all.
Well, what stops you from going to the garage and using the rowing machine?
Well, because the garage has become
That's Margaritaville.
It's
It's for cocktails.
It
You can't
is-
combine exercise with cocktails.
well, actually, you'd be surprised. Have you ever seen a woman play badminton holding a gin and tonic?
Yeah.
That would be me.
Right.
And this is why and how we got here. The garage I need to clean it out in a big way. The kids have put some stuff in there. Annie, while she's living with us, Charlie, while he's in California now, but he left some stuff. There's a huge mattress. Like, we need to have like junk luggers come and clean it out. And then I would have the space to breathe. Otherwise, like, I love the idea of being in the garage because it's a little chilly.
Yeah.
And, the whole thing. It's just that there isn't really the room. It was folded up.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, so
Yeah, your garage is jam-packed with stuff just like ours.
yeah. So I'm getting pumped up.
All right.
What movie is that from?
Pump you up.
Yeah.
That was on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yes, I am
Kevin Nealon and
the Hanz
Dana
to your
Carvey.
Franz.
Yeah, Hanz and Franz. That's right. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And by the way, if you enjoyed those sketches, as I did very much as a kid, I don't know how well they would hold up as an adult, but apparently they worked on a movie, and the whole premise was that it was going to star Arnold Schwarzenegger along with Hans and Franz.
Okay.
Because in the sketch, they're like cousins of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Right.
But they couldn't get Arnold to do the movie. So the movie never got made because he was tied up with other projects. But on Conan O'Brien's show, like a year or so ago, Dana Carvey, Kevin Nealon, and Robert Smigel, who wrote the script, it was very, very funny. He does Triumph.
Yeah. Triumph
Robert
the dog.
Smigel.
Yep.
And they did a read-through of the script for the movie, along with Conan filling in voices and stuff. And it's one of the funniest things I've ever listened to.
Oh, my
So,
gosh.
yeah, check that out sometime
That's
if you get a chance.
cool.
It's very, very funny.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, so I am going to be pumped up,
All right.
and I'm going to live to keep talking. That's my promise.
Very good.
Anyway, we got on to me because we started talking about you. How is I know that was weird. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Last we spoke, Gertie.
Yeah.
You and Gertie had come back from the doctor
Right.
with good news, bad news.
Yeah. I'm on the statins, and
Right.
so far...
The rice grains.
That's right. Yeah, they're tiny. They are so tiny. I mean, I really have to like be careful not to like drop these, like a handful of them on the floor every time I try to get one out because they're so small. But I've been pretty faithful taking those, and so far no major side effects that I can discern from that. So that's positive. I'll find out in a few weeks when I go in for another test whether it's actually doing its job or not.
Okay.
But yeah, unfortunately, Gertie's hasn't been feeling well this last week, and we had her scheduled to get X-rays and see if they could detect any abnormalities with her organs. So actually, this was this morning that the appointment was. We had to get up super early to bring her in.
She's worth it.
Yeah, of course she's worth it. Yeah, but they called like an hour and a half later and said, hey, we were thinking, the vet is thinking that a ultrasound would do a better job of, showing, her organs and any abnormalities and stuff. But they can only do that once a month, and so we'll have to book that for another time. We can't do it today. And I'm like, but do you still want to go ahead with the X-ray? Like, no. Okay, good idea. And
And you didn't tell me this.
Right, in advance. And so we got up super early to bring her in. She was, seemed to be feeling very well today, but not stoked to go to the vet.
Well.
And then they're like, oh, well, how is she feeling? I'm like, yeah, she's had some issues this week. They're like, okay, well, we can give her some probiotics and some liquid and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, basically all the stuff we have at home.
Right.
And we're doing fine with her and, taking care of her already. So basically it was a waste of time and money to go in. It still cost me like $300
which is so
for this
stupid.
visit that wouldn't have existed if they told me, hey, an ultrasound is going to do a better job of this later.
Right. The only thing that they should have done is just, great, this is the day that we do the ultrasounds.
Yes.
What time are you available?
Right.
And we're out.
Yep.
Like that was just padding the bill.
Yes, it was padding the bill and wasting the time of everybody. But the good news is she did seem to be feeling better this morning, so we're hopeful. And they did give her some probiotics and some liquids and stuff to help settle her tummy, and because she has been like eating, but just not with as much gusto as normal.
Which
like
that
she's,
says something with pets. That,
Like she just decided no thanks on the kibble, and she was eating and green beans also, which has been like a staple with her breakfast and
She's
dinner.
a green bean girl.
Oh, yeah. She loves veggies. But then she was just like, no, thanks on the green beans and on the kibble. And so I thought, oh, okay, well, maybe just she's tired of this kibble because we've been giving her the same one for a little while. But she did eat like her other food that we generally mix in some wet food, and she was happy with that. So I'm like, okay, I don't know. So we switched it up with some carrots for her, and she enjoyed that.
Okay.
So yeah, it's hard to tell if she's suddenly being finicky or if it's her underlying health issues are making her not like stuff anymore.
Well, she's like, wait, free will? I can make some decisions here? She's like, they're so nice to me.
Yeah, she's never been finicky before, though, so that's what
I know.
Seems like there's an issue. Yeah.
Our cats, 2 of them, rest their little cute souls, were asparagus eaters. Roasted asparagus only. Like the most bizarre thing. They could just smell the asparagus acid in the air, I guess, and they loved asparagus.
Wow.
Yeah, very bizarre thing.
Haven't tried that with her. I mean, she loves, at least when she's feeling well, she loves green beans, she loves carrots, she loves apples, she loves bananas. But like while she wasn't feeling well, I tried to even give her like a bite of banana and she just spit that on the floor. So it's like clearly something's up some of her faves aren't hitting in the same way that they were before. So
She
I don't
needs
know.
ginger ale and chips. That's what my mother always used to give me.
Well, the dog equivalent of that is chicken and rice.
Oh.
So yeah, that's what we've been giving her.
Do you remember that song or play or something? Like you just said that and it made me think of Maurice Sendak did a book called Chicken and Rice, and I think there was a song. We're going to have to look it up. Like it literally, when you have like a pinprick that breaks into some childhood memory,
Sure.
like the phrase chicken and rice just came in to my memory.
Yeah, I don't think I know that song, but I do remember there was like a animated PSA that used to run on Saturday morning cartoons when I was a kid that had like a jingle that was like, beans and rice, put them together, you got something nice, beans and rice. And I swear, at least once a day, that is in my brain because it was so like just such an earworm. And they played it so many times.
I remember.
Do you remember this at all?
I remember the hunka wheel.
Hanka-fur, a hunka of cheese.
Yeah, that's
yes.
the guy. Because he and I have the same body type, and so
I think we talked about this on the show before.
Lake knows Lake. Okay, by the way, Chicken Soup with Rice. It is a book of months, I believe. Yeah, that's crazy. Maurice Sendak. Look at that. Wow. I'm going to have to. Oh my gosh. It sounds like Jack Black. Wow.
So I misremembered some of the lyrics, but it has been a long time.
That is something. Didn't it sound like Jack Black? Beans and rice.
To me, it sounds, it sounds like the guy that sang the song, I'm just a bell on Capitol Hill.
He like that person must have done a lot of work.
Oh, yeah.
And, those Saturday morning
Schoolhouse
things,
Rock.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, the hankering for a hunk of cheese guy, like
right.
that was another good one.
A wagon wheel.
Yes.
Yes.
A wagon wheel of cheese.
The recipe for kids.
Yep.
Crackers and cheese.
Yeah. It's pretty rough.
Yes.
I still use that recipe regularly.
Yeah, same. It's a classic.
I've graduated, though, from wheels to spreads.
Oh,
yeah, no big deal.
I got a Merlot cheese spread recently that is really hitting.
Really?
It's so good, yes.
I remember port wine.
Exactly,
things,
yeah.
so...
I've never seen a Merlot one, and it was just on sale. I'm like, I'm gonna try this, and yeah, it's fantastic. I don't drink Merlot. Ever since Sideways, I've known don't drink Merlot.
Wow.
But as a cheese, amazing. It's so good.
Does it come in a jar?
No, it comes in a little tub.
That's crazy. I
Why is that crazy?
It's
That's
just-
what it would come with.
no, I don't know. Like I just
Cheese spread.
I know, but like I remember the good old days when there was like Cheeseballs and like it came in
God,
the
those
little
cheese balls. I love those
wrapped
so
up
much
in,
with
like,
the little
nuts or like
yeah,
flakes
almond
or
almond slices on it.
right?
Oh, those
Actually-
are deadly because I'll take down a whole cheese ball given the chance.
I have made,
Which is why I'm taking statins now for my
Well-
high cholesterol.
and this is why I'm rowing.
Yes.
For Thanksgiving, we do our annual soup and sours, and we have like a couple of little snacks, but really the whole primary thing is come over, have some butternut squash soup, have a whiskey sour or 3 or 5, and then go on about your business. But I have a couple snacks, and one of them is sort of like a cheese ball that I do, but I fashion it into like a pine cone shape, and then I take candied pecans and put them on the outside, and then some rosemary, and it's festive and delicious.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, if you are interested in the recipe, then here's what you can do. You can email me at asking@don'taskmetotalk.com, or you can leave a voicemail or text 475-999-2726. I would be happy to share this recipe. It is the perfect thing to bring when somebody says, bring an appetizer. It's something that no one else is doing.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds great.
It's so good. And I think the base of it is like Boursin cheese,
okay.
which is really good. Okay.
I don't think I've seen that at the market, so I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's delish. It's not in the typical cheese area. It's more like with the other cheeses. I don't know why they put cheeses in 2 areas. Like there's one over by the deli, and then there's always like the fancy cheese section, depending on
Right.
where you go to the store.
Yeah, that's just so you don't go and look at regular cheese and see that it's priced reasonably, and then go to the fancy cheese right next to it and see like, holy smokes, this is 10 times as much. You need some kind of separation so that you don't have that sticker shock.
That is fair.
It's why they don't sell the Rolls Royce and Ford on the same lot.
This is also fair.
I don't know what I'm talking about, but
I mean,
yeah.
but you're not wrong.
This is my theory.
It's like, well, I could get that, but
Right.
for so much more, I could get that.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Anything else that you need to update us on?
Yeah, we did a show, which went really well.
Yeah?
The band, yeah. Not a big crowd, but a very enthusiastic crowd,
Hey,
which was a lot of fun.
T-shirt sales?
No T-shirt sales this time.
Dude, you know
Yeah.
what you're getting me for Christmas.
Sure.
At this point, I don't care that it doesn't fit me. I'll just cut out the front and like,
It might well fit you.
well, especially now that I'm working out.
Yes. Yeah. You got
right.
something to work out in.
Yeah, I want the T-shirt. But anyway, that's cool because it's
Yeah.
been a minute since it's been like a month or so. Or
Yeah. We've been playing somewhat infrequently, but I'd say that our playing is better than ever. So if you get a chance to see Battersea, please come out and see us and say hello.
yeah, you can find your music is out and about. So you can find Battersea wherever you find your music.
That's right. We're Battersea the Band on the socials and on Bandcamp. That's where you can listen to the music and download it and buy it and order a T-shirt.
They're good. And the T-shirt, it's really good.
I think it turned out pretty
It's
well.
really cool T-shirt. I love it. Yeah, one of these days, I'm telling you, we got to get the bandmates on here. I need to meet the whole band,
Yeah, that'll be fun to do.
right? So I can be like a groupie. They'll be like, "Who is she? Like, why do you hang out with her?" And you're like, "I don't. I just do a show."
This is hanging out, though.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It
the
is
show is hanging out.
It
Yeah.
is hanging out. I mean, there are friends that talk less than we do.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, we're basically besties. We need the
Sure.
necklace. All right, so that's good. Do you have a show coming up?
We don't, not at
Okay.
the moment.
All right.
But yeah,
Stay tuned.
planning on writing some new material and hopefully booking a bunch in 2026.
All right. Well, stay tuned, everybody.
But
and
if anybody wants to invite us to play, we'll, try and make it happen. For
yeah,
sure.
yeah, they accept cash, Bitcoin, probably food, gift certificates, thanks
that
and
stuff.
applause.
Mostly that one.
Yep.
That's what we tend to get.
The most of.
I wasn't going to say in huge amounts, but,
But-
when we play.
Yeah, I get it. All right. Should we take a break here?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
I know we both got some cultural blind spots.
Yeah,
to
I
check
do.
out. Yeah.
So excited.
Stay tuned, everybody. This is Eric Ryder reminding you to follow us on Facebook. We're at Don't Ask Me to Talk, and we're on Instagram, again, at Don't Ask Me to Talk. We'd love to hear from you, so check us out on social media and leave us a comment. Leave us a like. Remember, you can always email us directly at asking@don'taskmetotalk.com or leave us a voicemail or text at 475-999-2726. That's 475-999-2726. And we're back right here on Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm one of your co-hosts and one of your podcast pals. I'm Eric Ryder.
I'm the other one. I am Stacey Heller, and this has quickly become one of my favorite segments. Now that I'm actually participating and I'm not like
Makes a difference.
shaming you and then doing nothing for myself, like now I'm like, what do I need to see? And why don't you explain? You're very good at explaining what this segment is about.
Sure. Well, both of us are in our 50s now.
Yep.
We're still in our 50s, right?
Yes.
That's a half a century of life and media absorption. And during that time, there's been so many things that, for whatever reason, one of us or both of us have not seen, whether it or read or listened to or visited.
Yep.
Like big things that it seems like the whole culture has agreed on. But for whatever reason, we're the black sheep in culture.
We're contrarians.
And we're contrarians and haven't seen. And for one, this kind of started when I decided, okay, I'm finally going to check out a James Bond movie. I've never seen a James Bond movie, but they've been ubiquitous my whole life. So I sat down and I watched all of the Sean Connery James Bond movies and a George Lazenby. And so now I feel like I'm somewhat versed in the world of James Bond.
Yes.
I would not say any of those movies are good, but they were entertaining. And I did feel like a little more plugged into the culture having seen them. So that's just an example. Of course, we both watched the Godfather trilogy, and there's many others that we have finally crossed off our list. And, places we visited, you visited the Vatican. I visited Stonehenge.
Yep.
These are big places that people always talk about. You have to see. And we did that. And so it doesn't have to be just movies.
Nope.
But
it can totally be.
in the streaming world now that we live in, movies is the easiest one to check off.
It kind of is,
Yeah.
and honestly, it's pretty quick and everything. But and the thing that always strikes me, it's kind of like, the reality is we're in the same age bracket. I'm 55.
Yeah.
You're closer to 50. And so the references, like, before in the more at the top of the show, we talked about Hanz and Franz, right? So we're of the same age of Saturday Night Live.
Yep.
So like we get that reference. And so you say something like that in a certain crowd and everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, like I want to pump you up.
Right.
And
by the way, this season, ooh,
yeah.
it's been pretty weak so far. I think.
Yeah. I
mean,
will say
Nikki Glaser was very funny when she hosted, but a lot of the sketches so far this season, kind of rough.
It's been a little rough. I did love that in the most recent episode, Glenn Powell brought the UPS guy.
Oh yeah, that was
was
nice.
sweet.
But that wasn't even a sketch.
No, it wasn't.
It was
a
just
sketch.
something from his real life.
Yeah, but they brought back MacGruber.
Yeah.
Which is from MacGyver, which is,
right.
If you never watched it, that's another cultural blind spot.
Yep.
The number of times, like, you know, even if you're younger and you don't get what MacGruber is a parody of, it's MacGyver, and it's classic. And so there's just these things that, you know, I was busy for a while having kids, so I watched a whole bunch of kids stuff. You were watching things that were a little bit more eclectic.
Yep.
And so between the two of us, you know, we're trying to
got
cover,
a whole lot of
we're trying to
cultural blind
cover
spots.
some ground.
So now that we've explained that, again, and apologies if you listen on the regular, but if you're joining us for the first time, you need that kind of explanation, I think. So did you cross off any big cultural blind spots this last week?
I did. Okay. So those movies that are beloved, everybody talks about them or they quote something from them and you feel like you know it or you've seen enough little bits. For me, one of those is The Princess Bride.
Okay. Now, this is a big one. I can testify to this. Now, I have not seen it either. This is also on my list because I've had so many people say to me, you haven't seen this? I can't believe it. Oh, my God. It's so good. It's so funny. Huh?
Right.
And then they'll quote like 50 lines out of context.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
Yes. And I'll just be like, okay, stone-faced, because I don't know.
Right.
Because I've never taken the time to watch it. And it sounds like you were in the same position and you finally did it. So good for you.
Finally did it.
Yeah.
It's Rob Reiner. It's a very young Robin Wright, a very young Carrie Elways, who was in another movie when I was a teenager that was like, I want to say it was like Oxford Blues or something with, I think, Rob Lowe. I think he was in that movie. And he was so cute. Like, he was a crush of mine. And it's got Mandy Patinkin. It's got
Billy Crystal. He's in it, right?
Billy Crystal's in it.
Wallace Shawn.
Yes. Andre the Giant.
Fred Savage also.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you know, like all of these.
Peter Falk.
I know.
Yeah.
It was cute seeing him. So, like, to finally see this movie and, like, it's funny because I know somebody that named their cat Fezzik. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. And they're like, yeah, you know, like from The Princess Bride. And I was like, you're right.
Yeah.
So I
feel like this was a movie that had cult success at the time, but was not a big blockbuster. But since then has really, I mean, when did it come out? It was 1987. So since 1987, I feel like it's just one of those ones that has grown and grown and grown in the public consciousness. Whereas 1988, people would have not been like, I can't believe you haven't seen The Princess Bride.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And for sure. And, you know, you would think that I would have had my kids watch it, but I didn't know. It came out in 87. I was watching like John Hughes Fair, or I was watching like Do the Right Thing.
Sure.
I was watching those kinds of movies. And I always thought that this was like, you know, fantasy, like
well, they couldn't have picked a more generic name for it.
right.
Yeah.
And I was just like I thought it was like fantasy, like Lord of the Rings type fantasy. And I was just like, I don't have an interest, whatever. So finally watched it. It was very funny. You know, it's not like slapstick, constantly funny. It's got Rob Reiner humor. It's like kind of thoughtful, funny. And it was really good. I'm so glad I finally saw it. And some of the things just make so much sense. And then, you know, fast forward years later, and Ella Enchanted comes out with Anne Hathaway, and starring as the evil uncle, it's Carrie Elways. And I'm like, oh, that's why people were talking about how brilliant the casting was, because it's a similar concept of a very modern thinking princess, if you will, and, you know, the evil family and the whole thing. And I was like, oh, okay. So, you know, the Princess Bride walked so that Ella Enchanted could run. And it was really fun. I highly recommend.
All right. Do you know where it's streaming now?
It is on Hulu.
Okay.
Yep.
Very
So
good.
highly, highly recommend. Very, very fun. And, you know, like, I'll tell you what, the older movies that are under, like, you know, they're like an hour and a half or something, I'm like, oh, God bless. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is a lot of how I've selected movies lately, because there's a lot that I've been like, oh, I really want to watch that. And then I'll notice it's already like 11 o'clock and it's like a 2.5 hour movie. I'm like, man, I'm going with the 90 minute. But yeah, not that I don't like longer movies. It's just sometimes you got that time crunch. Can't do it.
This is why the holiday movies are so good, but we'll talk about that maybe next week.
Yeah. Well, nice. Well,
what about yours?
That is on my list now. I will check that out. I actually watched one that I bet you'll think, why haven't I seen that before? Because it was directed by Paul Verhoeven, which directed RoboCop, who I've talked about.
No, not Transformers. That's Michael Bay. What else did he did something else?
He did a lot of stuff, but RoboCop I think is his most famous
Which
thing.
is
but
the one that you love.
Yes, yeah, and which I think is kind of a perfect movie. But he's also did like Basic Instinct,
yes.
Showgirls,
Yes.
Total Recall,
Yes.
And it was actually co-written by the guy that co-wrote RoboCop, Edward Neumeier. And so for this dream team to be back together in 1997 and put out a movie, it was a big deal. I should have seen this. But at the time, Paul Verhoeven had done stuff like Showgirls and Basic Instinct and Total Recall, a bunch of stuff that I just wasn't interested in. What? And so for me, it kind of felt like, well, RoboCop's kind of a one-off in his career. And Edward Neumeier really was kind of a one-off in his career because he's only done like 2 scripts with RoboCop and Starship Troopers.
Oh my gosh, Starship Troopers.
Yeah, which is I watched finally. It's on Paramount Plus.
Is that the one with Denise Richards?
It is. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Stars.
I saw that in a movie theater. I paid money for that.
And did you
like
it?
It was.
Hate it? Love it?
I loved how campy it was. Like, I don't know if it was supposed to be or not. Like, I didn't know anything going into it, but I was like, what is happening right now? Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt watching it in 2025. And I feel like I really got to go check it out again because it took me a few viewings of RoboCop to finally, I loved it at the time, but to now as an adult revisit and just realize just how perfect it is and how like so many movies with similar concepts were just dog poo. And that movie somehow was just amazing and perfectly done. Starship Troopers kind of felt like, what?
It was so like, what?
Yeah. But it's one of those ones that people have talked about over the years. And I thought like, oh, I should check that out at some point. And so I finally did. And I got to say, for 1997, the special effects really hold up well, which is something. But the story is a little bit, it's, I guess I didn't know what to expect because I didn't really do any reading about it, except for knowing that, the people behind it. Mm-hmm. But it's really kind of a satire of propaganda stuff. And if you just watch it without kind of thinking about that layer of it, it kind of feels like, well, who are these like 90210 actors starring in this thing?
Right.
And why are they trying to cram in a cheesy love story into this action film about aliens and stuff? And then if you pay attention, you start to see some of like the subtle things about like its commentary on jingoistic attitudes. And there's a, baby Doogie Howser is in it.
Yes, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris. And he's great in it, but he's really young in it. Not as young as Doogie Howser, but he's, a little bit older there. But he's really good.
Casper Van Dien is his name?
Yeah. Who I'd never heard of or seen before, but yeah, they've got these square-jawed actors that look straight out of 90210.
100%. Or a youth rally.
Dina Meyer, Denise Richards, yeah. But it also has great people like Clancy Brown is in it. He's fantastic. Rue McClanahan, a rare non-Golden Girls role for her.
That's right.
Yeah, and she's in it. She's great. She's just got a small part, but she makes the most of it. And some other people, lots of all really good actors, but it's kind of a strange mix of people that are acting in a way like, is this on purpose that their acting is not that great? Or were they purposely cast because their acting is not that great?
Right. Yes, this is a good question.
Yes. And the more I think about it, the more I realize, okay, well, this is a satire of propaganda, and specifically Nazi propaganda. And so there's like even like scenes and shots that are cobbled from like Triumph of the Will and stuff like that. And it's just done in such a way that it's like, oh, am I rooting for these people? Or, they're battling these space insects.
Right.
And it's like, I kind of feel like I'm on the side of the bugs here, which is a weird feeling to have, watching, a space action movie. So it raised a lot of questions. I enjoyed it, but it is one that I feel like I'm going to have to watch this at least one more time before I know for sure whether I like this movie or not. But it's definitely well made. It's just like RoboCop has so much like funny, like sewed into the drama, and the acting is all good. So it's a whole different animal, and I kind of expected it to be like RoboCop, where it had this great dramatic feel to it, but also like lots of like funny stuff in it. And this is more, it's got some funny stuff, but the funny stuff, it doesn't hit like RoboCop stuff does. And it's got some dramatic stuff, but the dramatic stuff doesn't hit like RoboCop does. But the fact that it's this satire makes it a very smart movie, even if at first glance it seems kind of dumb, if you know what I mean.
Well,
I'm struggling to put this into
because
the
I will
words,
tell you that when I saw it, I definitely was like, what is happening here? And now I feel like I need to see it again now that I have a more worldly view, right?
Yes, yeah.
And it's almost like the filmmakers knew that they were making a satire, but the actors didn't.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like they went like whole hog on this, so that like they really got into it. So they didn't even really camp it up that much. It was just the story was so like, what? And it would make sense because they're, like, I don't know, like they haven't all gone on to have like crazy careers.
No, they haven't. Yeah.
So,
Neil Patrick Harris has had a pretty good career.
He's had a good career.
I think, obviously Clancy Brown has done a lot of great work. Dina Meyer, I don't think I've ever seen again. Casper Van Dien, I don't think I've ever seen again.
You can find Denise Richards on OnlyFans.
Yeah, well, Denise Richards, she's another. She's, I think, had a decent career. I mean, especially back in the 90s. This didn't set her back. But since then her career has kind of dried up. But I mean, that happens
Right.
for a lot of people. But this is an interesting one that I'm glad I watched. I feel like I'm gonna have to revisit it, and then I'll let you know if I highly recommend it or not. But I think it's worth it if you're a RoboCop fan like I am, just to see those two back in action. And there's even a cameo from the writer Ed Neumeyer in it, where he's like a murder convict that they show like a quick clip of, and it's like, hey, I know that guy.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I have to go back and watch it.
It's
wow, what a blast from the past.
Yeah.
And I remember like a friend of mine being like, do you want to go see this movie? And I was like, sure. And I did not know, like, I just knew that I was hanging out with my friend. I didn't,
right.
Like, I was like, yeah, all right, that works. And I just remember being like, what am I watching? Like, are you serious about this? And it makes so much sense now that there was more going on.
Right.
Because this guy, I would say, is kind of a movie snob and is a bit of an intellectual, if you will. And so the fact that we saw that movie, I was like, huh?
I think that if you're just thinking this is just going to be a straight up action flick, space action flick, like, Independence Day or something like that, then it's very confusing. But if you know what to expect, I think it works. And if I'd known what to expect watching it, I think I would have just been able to enjoy it a little more. So
yep.
It's been on my list for a long time, so I'm glad I finally checked that off for sure.
That's a good one.
Yeah. And I know that we're a little bit pressed for time, but I will say that I finished Death by Lightning on Netflix.
Oh, yeah. You said that it was so good.
It really is good. Yeah.
And it stirred some stuff up because I saw an article that was on my feed in the news talking about James Garfield history and like what we know about that time in history. And I was like, oh, okay, it's stirring up a little interest.
Yeah, it's good to see that. Like people actually learning something from mindless entertainment.
That's crazy.
But yeah, it's well worth checking out. Only 4 episodes on Netflix, so well worth, and it goes by really quick.
Okay.
So still recommending that. But you know what? I also watched the new Naked Gun movie, and I loved it.
Really?
I thought I was going to hate this. I was so ready to hate it because I just thought, like, what are they doing? Liam Neeson in this role just seems so wrong. Like, I get the idea that he's a serious actor in a comedy, and that's exactly what the original Frank Drebin, Leslie Nielsen was, because he was, a serious actor. But he always had this something about him that was like,
wink and a nod.
Yeah, it was so subtle. But he never really played like an action guy. He would be like a doctor or something like that.
Right.
So it wasn't so jarring, I guess, to see him in these roles. Whereas like Liam Neeson just seemed like, well, he's got a certain set of skills. He's going to,
And if you don't know what that's from, then that's your blind spot, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? It worked.
Pamela Anderson was good.
Pamela Anderson is good. Did you see it too?
I saw it.
Okay. It's streaming on Paramount Plus. It's very funny.
It is.
And I got it. Kudos. Because also remakes or reboots so often are just a letdown. This one, by gum, they did it.
And like
against
the car
all
thing
odds.
where the car just like,
yes.
I don't know. There was a bunch of things that I was like.
Updated for today, but at the same time, paying tribute to those previous, movies. It was good.
It was good. I forgot that I had seen it, and then I was like, wait a minute, I think that I watched that too. And
you talked about watching the original.
I watched the original, and then I, as you were talking about it, I'm like, wait, I remember watching this, and I forgot to share it. I think Pete and I watched it late one night, and it was like,
it's nice and short too.
It is nice and short, and it kept my attention, and I like had good chuckles. Like it felt like the good old days.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. Worth checking out. Doesn't take too much time.
And it's kind of fun to see Liam Neeson doing that.
Yeah, there was a few things in it that didn't quite work for me, but any comedy with that joke ratio is going to have that.
Totally.
Stuff that you're just like, oh, cringe.
Right.
But there's
dad jokes galore.
There's so many straight up laughs that, overall it's a winner. So also a winner, I would say, is the new Vince Gilliam series on Apple TV.
Now you're just showing off. What's this about?
Pluribus, or Plurius, Unis Pluribus, the Latin. It's sometimes throws me. Apparently English does as well.
And who's it with? Vince Gilliam?
Yes. Well, Vince Gilliam, he's the guy that wrote and created Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And two of the greatest series of all time. So there's high expectations. But when you've done that much good work, often you kind of falter, at some point.
It happens.
This new series it stars Rhea Seehorn, who starred in Better Call Saul. And she's a completely different character in this. She's playing a romance author and set in Albuquerque, just like the other two Vince Gilliam projects. I think he must have a studio down there, so it makes sense for him to set in Albuquerque. But yeah, it's so good. And this basically, I don't want to spoil too much of this, but I think the promo materials have said enough that you can kind of glean this already. Basically, something has affected the world where all of humanity's consciousness has been joined. So everybody thinks as one and is interconnected now, except for 11 people. And Rhea Seehorn's character is one of those people. And I've only seen 2 episodes now, but she's just like, what are we going to do about this? And some of the other people that are not part of the hive mind are like, well, what are you talking about? This is great. Why would we do anything about it? And so it's kind of like this challenge of well, it's her against the world, essentially. And literally the whole world is on the same page.
Wow.
Except for her. So it's really good and really well done. And it looks like they spent a lot of money on it, too.
Okay. Well, I mean, he's kind of worth investing in.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So this is a series.
It is a series.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on Apple TV now. It's called Pluribus. Well worth checking out if you're looking for a new show.
You heard it here first, folks. Not only do we share our cultural blind spots, but we are telling you with our good opinion what to see and what not to see and why. You're welcome. That's why we call this edutainment.
Sure.
All right, whatever. And on that note, we probably need a break.
We definitely need a break, but we're coming back to tackle the hot topic of straws.
Yeah.
That's right. Stay tuned.
Oh,
Lots of hot straw talk coming your way.
Oh, boy.
Blame the wheel. Don't blame me.
Or me.
Yeah, we're coming right back with more. Don't Ask Me to Talk.
Have you ever considered working with an image consultant or stylist, but were worried about what the experience would be like? If that sounds like you, then Michael Bruce Image Consulting is here to help. They've worked with thousands of people, and many of those individuals have shared their experiences by way of style stories. Go to michaelbruceimageconsulting.com/style stories and check out what their delighted clients have to say about their experiences.
And we're back right here on Don't Ask Me to Talk. It's that time in the show where me, Eric Ryder, and you, Stacey Heller, talk about our top topic. And our top topic is selected for us each week by our good friend, the Wheel O Topics. Mm-hmm. And you are the person that comes up with the topics that go on the wheel. So each week, I like to find out, Stacy, what was the impetus behind adding straws to the wheel to talk about?
Ripped straight from the headlines. Well, I mean, sort of. There was some talk about how plastic straws were going to be back, according to the POTUS at one point. But that's not it. If you are a user of straws, like I am, then you care about your straws. And it's hard to care for the environment and get a good straw. This is a hard thing because a plastic straw, it's like, this is a surprising hot button topic, Eric.
Yeah, when we were growing up, we didn't think anything of, using a single-use plastic straw.
No.
And come to realize that a lot of that plastic waste from stuff like straws, and it's not just straws, but lots of like single-use plastic items, a lot of that waste has ended up in the ocean. Of course, it ends up in our landfills. It's not good for the environment, and by any stretch, it's harmful to wildlife. So I totally understand the concept behind alternatives that would seek to keep that plastic out of landfills and out of our oceans.
Yes, all of that is 100% true and valid and important. And also, my kingdom for a good straw. The plastic straws, like, it's a thing about how wide the straw is, not just like the diameter of the straw, but then the width of the material. I have used, which I thought were creative, pasta straws. Mm-hmm. When I was in Tahiti, they used in their frozen drinks these the pasta straws. I thought that was interesting.
Oh, I like this idea.
The only tricky thing is that as you would sip on it and it would get wet with the condensation, it got a little pasty.
It dissolves, yeah.
But
this reminds me when I go to the movies and I get red vines and a soda, and I bite off each end and pop in a red vine and use it for a straw.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Good
so
times.
It gets a little like gummy.
But yeah.
But I thought that was a great idea. And I was like, you know what? Little pasta cocktail straws would be good for, it's like a single drink. You're not sipping on it too long.
You got a big gulp of marinara. It's perfect.
I mean, I'm just saying. And so I thought that was good, but there was that drawback. And then the paper ones, they just dissolve, and that's a disappointment.
Oh, yeah.
And then there is like these bamboo ones that you can use. They're not bad. I mean, they're getting better and better.
Right.
And
then there's the reusable ones that aren't disposable at all, like the metal ones,
okay,
reusable plastic ones.
Okay, here's the thing. The metal ones are usually like, it's a weight thing for me. They can't really get thin enough. And so then they end up being kind of heavy and unsatisfying to drink from. So I'm not a fan of that. And then the plastic ones, it's still freaking plastic.
But if it's reusable,
it is
then
reusable.
It's less likely.
It is. And I'm using one right now.
Right.
It's where I've landed, is using these reusable ones. And they come with the little brush so that you can clean the inside and everything. So it's ultimately where I've landed. But it's difficult. And you don't appreciate it unless you're a big straw user. Are you a straw user? No, you're about to take a sip of your drink. And you're not using a straw.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should probably try and get over straws. This is my hot take, because I don't know that they add that much value to our lives.
Someone once told me that
except for with milkshakes.
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
Someone once told me that the reason that they use it is because, and I don't know if this is true, we'll have to look this up, using the straw when they drink like Coke or Diet Coke or coffee, especially, it doesn't stain their teeth as much because it's going straight straight back,
Straight down the throat.
straight down the throat. And so
But you want to taste it.
well, I mean, or you want it to just wake you up. I think there are people that just whoop. And so that was one reason that I've heard people use
Yeah.
it. And I don't know. I just I'm so used to using a straw. I can't get over it.
Now, I get it when you're on the road, and fountain drinks just wouldn't work without them. I mean, you can't have a lid on a cup without a straw, essentially, if it's like soda or whatever.
Starbucks is trying with those domed lids and like the little hole and everything.
But then the hot drinks, they don't come with a straw. Having a straw in a hot drink is insane. So why can't we have cold drinks in the type of cups? But then again, you've got the cap, and that's still plastic too. I don't know. I feel like we should eventually, hopefully, move on to reusable cups and whether you want a straw or not. I feel, but that is a hurdle for sure. I mean, especially you're going to like a fast food place, you're trying to pass in your reusable cup. It's a whole thing. That's such a hassle.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
Starbucks, which at least in the area where we live, typically within a square mile, you'll find 6 because there's one in the grocery store, there's one in the parking lot, there's right, they're everywhere.
They're ubiquitous.
Right. So what if at the window, it's not really a window, but let's make it a window where you place the order, you hand in your reusable cup when you're placing the order, and they put the sticker on it. And then by the time you go through and pay, they've made the drink in the reusable cup. And there's a sticker that can go on and off, and bam, this is Stacy's drink. Bam, this is Eric's drink. And so you're reusing it. I mean, just that store or chain alone, that would be huge.
Yeah, I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just thinking of you're going through a McDonald's drive-through while you're on a road trip.
Right.
Suddenly getting your cups to them and them giving you your cup back and it getting cleaned somewhere in the process becomes a whole
the other thing
that's hard to do.
I agree.
Yeah.
And think about driving and putting your cup up to your lips to drink, right?
Right.
It's kind of hard to you're not covering your eyes, but you're sort of looking at the cup when you take a sip versus a straw. You're
But people do this with coffee all the time.
Well, people are crazy. I think a straw is just, it's really, look, people out there that struggle with the straw, I feel you, I hear you. Get rid of the single-use ones. Don't do it. The best ones are the plastic reusable. You can get them on, I know we hate to say it, but you can get them on Amazon.
Well, I feel like I've come across some plant-based plastic straws.
Yes.
And those were fine.
Yes, like the bamboo-y ones, there's a few that I've gotten, again, for the restaurant where I work. I keep trying different straws. Where I'm and the funny thing is the straws that we currently use, I think that they're plant-based, but the funny thing is they're not in papers. And I'm the paper's not the problem, people.
Right.
It's not the paper that's the problem. It's the plastic that's the problem.
Sure.
And, so.
It's still less waste.
It is less waste. Yeah. But I guess we just have to keep doing better. But for those of us that need a straw, I need my straw.
Well, I think some scenarios definitely call for the straw. So if they can keep working on that plant-based plastic, because honestly, the paper, it just doesn't work. I think the pasta thing is cute, but also, like you said, you're drinking paste eventually. I don't think that works.
No, it doesn't. The other thing is some of them crack after a while, and you're well, that's not going to work.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I think they need to continue work to perfect them. They're already pretty good. The biodegradable plastic straws, if they could just work on it, make it just a teensy bit better, I think we'd have our solution. But also working to phase out disposable containers as much as possible and working to phase out straws for times when they aren't absolutely needed. Probably a good thing. But the thing that's so frustrating is like a lot of us are already like, okay, we know this is a problem. Let's try these alternatives. Eventually, we're going to get to something that's just going to be like, okay, this is perfect. But there's so many people that take it like a culture war that you want to try and do something better for the environment. This should be something that we're all on board with.
Right.
Like, okay, maybe there's this teeny sacrifice that you have of potentially having a straw that's not quite as good as a single use. But it's like, just if it's that big a deal, bring your own straw.
Right.
I don't understand people that are
universal.
that are upset about anything, like people trying to do good,
100%. Like, and make no mistake, while I love a straw, I'm like not using the single-use straws, and I'm doing my part as much as I can.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. People get so annoyed, and it's like, no, like this is for the common good.
Right. And then there's people that make the argument, well, yeah, like that's the big problem in the world.
No, it's a problem.
It is a problem. It's a small problem that has a small fix that requires you getting used to something that's teeny tiny difference than what you already have. Like, why can't people get over stuff like that and not turn it into like a political thing?
I don't know.
Not turn it in. I mean, if it's not like McDonald's anyway has signed on to this sort of thing, so you can still go to get your trash food and your trash and
your literal trash.
Yeah, and be as horrible to the environment as you want. Nobody's putting you in jail. So what do you
That's
care?
The new slogan: be as horrible to your body as you are to the environment.
Yeah. So what do you care if other people actually do care? You know what I mean?
Right.
It drives me insane.
I get it. I totally get it. And, to that end, by the way, if anybody knows anyone at Starbucks, because around here, this is where Starbucks is, contact me. I'd love to tell them about my idea for let's have a spot where we create the window where you pass in your reusable cup. God knows they sell enough of them in every state, every glitter bomb.
Well, I mean, they do sell reusable cups, and you can use those when you go into the store.
Right. But the thing is, like...
But you're just saying the drive-through.
I'm just saying the drive-through. You could do it when you
know
walk in.
You know what would be cool if they, like, repurpose those old bank the tubes that you remember those?
Yes,
like
that's
you go
a great
through the
idea.
drive-through and you put like your check.
Yeah,
like
the pharmacies do them still.
Yeah, and it would just like suck the cup in.
Yes, that's brilliant. See, the two of us together. Yes, if
just
you
make
have,
sure it's empty before you gum up the works.
If you have a reusable
Clean
cup,
cups only, please.
Then boop, and it goes in, and that's my thing, so that they can make the drink in the cup, so it's ready by the time you get to the second window.
Very good. And, probably better to, go to local coffee shops rather than big conglomerates.
Yes.
Because they are way more likely anyway to set you up with a reusable cup. And
support small businesses anyway.
And support small business and support unionized places as well. But that's a rant for another time. We are out of time for today. Let's figure out what we're talking about next week on The Big Show.
All right, let's see. I haven't updated it recently, so...
All right, this kind of feels like it maybe should have been in place of the... Not trying to tell you how to do your job, but
thanks.
the desert island topic that we had, because it's one song repeat, which typically when you think about the desert island lists that people make, it's like you only got 3 songs to listen to on this desert island for the rest of your life. But we ended up taking it into a Castaway kind of place.
Yeah, we did.
So
we like to mix it up.
This kind of is like the follow-up to that.
Yes.
Which I'm assuming is if you only had one song
that you
could listen to on repeat, what would it be?
Yep.
which will probably be a quick conversation, but
I
you never
mean,
know.
Yeah.
Is anything ever a quick conversation with us?
Never. Never. Again, a tangential escapade.
And this is one I'd really love to hear from the listeners from.
Yeah.
If you want to tell us what your one song, if you were forced to only have one song for the rest of your days, you don't have to listen to it constantly.
Nope.
But when you go to listen to a song, this is the song you get. What song would it be? Shoot us an email. It's asking@don'taskmetotalk.com.
Yep.
Of course, they can text us or leave a voicemail at
475-999-2726. We'd love to hear from you.
Thanks for listening. Have a wonderful week. We love you.